go through these problems and try to make sure you're ready for the quiz today. All right, we have a coefficient to the variable that is a fraction, so we can multiply by the reciprocal to make that go to 1. So we have 1r. Now we don't need the 1 because 1 times anything is just that number. And we are going to multiply by the 8/3 to keep this seesaw balanced. We can cross simplify. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 15 5 times. 8 goes into 8 once. 8 goes into 16 2 times. So we get multiply the numerators and get 5, multiply the denominators and get 2. And if we simplify that, that comes to 2.5, or not really simplify, but write it as a mixed number, comes to 2.5, which would be D 2.5. Moving on, same type of problem. I'm showing my work neatly, trying not to make errors by being sloppy. Okay, I see my coefficient here is a fraction. So to get rid of that, I'm going to multiply by its reciprocal, which would be -8/5, multiplied by the other side by -8/5. All right, what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. That equals 1, so I get 1y, but I don't have to put the 1. And now I have to calculate on the right side of the equation. I can cross simplify. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 8 4 times. A negative times a negative gives me a positive, so I get 4/5. So D, keep it going. Okay, now this time I don't have a fractional coefficient. I just have a regular coefficient that's multiplied by the k, so the inverse operation is going to be to divide. Got to do it to the other side to keep this seesaw balanced. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, and then when I do the math, I get 0.73. Moving on. Okay, ooh, two-step equations. Loving it. All right, so what part do we get rid of first? Now we see our n there, so that's the side of the equation we're going to be working with. I've been asking you to look for, right, oh, stop, that's a term, and that's a term. We get rid of the non-variable term first, so we're going to see that that's a +6. To get rid of that, we're going to subtract 6. We got to do it to the other side to keep it balanced. This is the pattern we always follow. Okay, we do an operation so we can cancel something out. We have to do it to the other side to keep it balanced over here. And then we bring everything that's left over down. Okay, and we calculate over here. -4 and -6 gives us -10. And now we repeat that process. We're going to cancel out something to help isolate the variable. Since it's divide by 5, we multiply by 5. We have to do it on the other side to keep it balanced. And equals -50. More two-steppers. 30 equals -5d minus 5. Okay, we got to go to the side with the variable. It's right there. And then we have to find these terms, right? -5d is a term, and -5 is a term. Sorry, you can't really see that division there, or that how I broke it up. Okay. Oh, we get rid of the non-variable term first by adding 5 here. Add 5. The inverse operation of subtraction is addition. All right. That equals 0. So we don't have to subtract anything from the -5d. We got just -5d. And we add, and we get 35 on the left side. Now we have to isolate the variable a little bit further. We notice that the coefficient multiplied by the variable is -5, so we divide by -5. D equals -7. Cruising. All right, 6a plus 6 equals -18. We're going to find that variable. There it is. Let's get rid of the 6 and the +6. But what order do we do it in? Well, we look at the terms and we notice we get rid of that non-variable term first. So we're going to subtract 6, subtract 6. 6a equals negative 24. Divide by 6, divide by 6. A equals negative 4. Just 4 more. Ooh, this one a lot of us forgot how to do, but it's right in your notes. The people who had notes packets are a little more organized with this type of problem, but people without them, hopefully you did okay as well. Now, this big bar kind of groups the 9 and the t, 9 plus the t. Normally we would get rid of the non-variable term, but because of this bar here, we're going to have to multiply to kind of release the 9 plus t from jail. All right, because it's division, we're going to multiply. That cancels out. And we bring down what's left over, 9 plus t and negative 36. Now, to get rid of that 9, it's like a positive 9, we're going to subtract 9. We're going to subtract 9 over here. That cancels, leaving us t all by itself, and t equals negative 45. 3 more than 8 times a number. 3 more than. I always put the 3 at the end. Okay? What's it 3 more than? 8 times a number. In this case, they use n, so I'll use n. And then is equal to 19. There we have it. Let's see. Looks like that guy right there. Okay, we have 12 less than. We know what that does. Minus 12 from something. What's it subtracting from? 7 times a number. 7n. And then is 16. We mostly get that. Okay, moving on. Okay, Art bought a canvas and 8 tubes of paint for a total of $24.95. All right, so that's kind of like our summary right there. Remember, we have 3 steps. Summarize, define the variable, and then write the equation, okay? So it says if the canvas costs $6.95, how much did each tube of paint cost? So the tubes of paint, the cost of the tubes of paint is going to be our variable because it's asking how much. Okay, that's part of the last sentence, so that's going to be C for the cost of the tubes of paint. Okay, and if we summarize this, we know that the total is $24.95. And what goes into that? Well, we have the canvas and what else? The 8 tubes of paint, right? 8 tubes of paint. So the canvas, we only buy one of those, and that was $6.95. The 8 tubes of paint, we don't know what the cost is per tube. So, but we do know if we know the cost, if we find out the cost, all we have to do is multiply that amount, the cost, by the number of tubes. And that will give us how much money we spent on those tubes of paint. All right, so that is our answer. Oh, it looks like they used T for tubes of paint. And then you actually had to end up solving this. So we would find the non-variable term, which is this $6.95. Subtract $6.95 from this side. We get 8c equals, ooh, that's nice. It cancels all that out and gets us, what's that get us? 18. And then we divide by 8. C equals, looks like it goes in 2 1/4, but I know that that's 25 cents because it's $0.25. All right, so we have our answer right there. And we're getting closer and closer to the end. Wait, is that the last one? Oh my goodness, it is. Great job, guys. Hopefully that helps, and good luck on the quiz.